You can let me know when you got everything recording. Good? Okay. Welcome, everyone. I'd like to call the regular meeting of the school board Tuesday, March 18th to order. We have a quorum, and if everybody could please stand. Pledge of allegiance, flag nice. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, everybody had a chance to review the agenda. There's no additions.
Correct, no additions.
All right, Charles. Okay, next is our CMGC public hearing. Susan, I have you up as our go-to.
Yeah, please take a look at our documents attached. We have a finding of facts and the public hearing. And as we have done these CMGCs, this is for our summer projects. There is, as outlined in the documents, we need to open it up for open the hearing for public comment.
Okay, so public comment in this hearing is limited to comments regarding the finding of facts document related to the CMGC procurement method for the 2025 capital projects. Other district related public comments must wait until the regular public comment period. A maximum of 30 minutes for CMGC public comment will be allowed. If no public comment is made within the first 5 minutes, the hearing will be closed. So we will start the public comment about the finding of facts for the CMGC. I'll start a timer.
Just want to check if there's anyone online as well.
Nope.
Yep.
Is there anyone online?
Yeah.
Nope, okay.
Thank you. Absolutely. Please, have you guys?
If you'll just let us know if anybody shows up online. Thank you.
Not 30. See if there's anything. Wait. It's a 15.
Yeah, it was longer last
I
time.
changed that, yeah.
This time.
All I can hear
Otherwise,
is
it's really fast.
And then inside target board meetings.
Mhm.
Everybody for your patience. Next, we have our CMGC actions.
Can you close the hearing?
Oh, sorry. Hearing is closed. Okay, now, next up is the CMGC action. There's a motion there to be read.
I move to accept the CMGC finding of facts document and move forward with the CMGC process.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to accept the CMGC finding of facts document and move forward with the CMG process. Are there any questions? If there are none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Carries.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Hardback.
You bet. Thank you. This meeting I had today. Just for the board, as we move out of that, then we'll be issuing the RFP for the CMDC Thursday. We're prepared to do that. And we'll have a quick design review, a status review of the designs of the projects Thursday as well. So we'll review the documents and everything will be attached and be able to go out for that. And we'll be looking at a proposal date. Proposals will be due April 10th at 2 p.m. And with a short list right after that. So that's our current schedule, and the board approval will be back in front of the board no later than the end of April. So that's kind of the timeline to get everybody on board.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
For the update. Okay, next are our reports. First up, student business, IDET.
So as far as ASB, we're choosing new presidents this week, or I'm not, but the presidents are Ella and Noah. They're gonna get interviewed sometime this week, so that's pretty exciting. And the rest of the positions for ASB applications open after spring break, so then I'll get to interview the new people, the new person for you guys, so that was gonna make me a little sad. And yeah, the seniors are just starting to get started on presenting or getting their Pacifica presentations together, so that's pretty exciting and a really big step. That's kind of all I got for you guys. I'm really excited that I'm here.
We're excited you're here.
It's the final term. I'm just so ready. I'm so excited. I kind of wasn't a little ready before, but now I'm a lot
you're
more
ready.
ready.
Now
A
you're
lot more
ready.
like, okay, let's get out of here.
Slow it down.
Maybe speed it up a little bit more, but
No.
Okay, thank you, IDET. Yeah, we don't want to speed the time up anymore. Okay. Next is our superintendent's report. Superintendent Penrod, please.
All right, Kyle, can you have that up, the presentation up? That'd be great. Okay, I have a short report for you today. Next slide, please. I really wanted to share with you about some great things that are happening with our students to be able to celebrate. So I have a couple pictures for that. This was, I had the pleasure of joining the 8th graders at Finance Park earlier this month. And as you remember, Finance Park is for our middle school students. It's like junior achievement in BizTown. And it was wonderful. It took me back to my middle school teaching days of working with the students. And just to give you a little summary of what they did. Once they got there, they received their identity. So they were either an adult who was married and had kids, or a single person, and they got their job and they needed to apply for a car loan and a home loan. And then they moved through this simulation to learn about different businesses and how to plan a budget for their food and their utilities and all the required things that require us to adulting. And they also had an opportunity to spend some of their money on enjoyment, entertainment as well. And so it was fun to see them kind of go through that process. And then at the end of the day, were they over budget? Were they under budget? They had to make some decisions. So anyway, really glad that we're involved in that, and got really good feedback on that. Thanks to Shelby Gagnon, the 8th grade staff, and all the volunteers and kids who attended that. So we'll be continuing that each year. The other thing, our robotics team there at their first competition earned a trophy, and it was great they came down to the district office and gave me an update, invited me to their next event in Wilsonville on Saturday. So I'm excited to attend that. They're doing a great job. Next slide. Okay, some other fun activities. Some of our high school students went to the career fair. That's a collaboration between Clatsop Works and the college, and we had a lot of students attend that, and more businesses than in years past. So that was exciting. The last thing that I was able to do yesterday was join Mr. Miller's 5th grade class, the mini boat christening. You see kind of in the picture in the middle there, all of the 5th graders in Mr. Miller's class were presenting about how they built this boat, and then they christened it and had a chance to make sure it floated. That's always good to know. And then in a couple weeks, the Maritime Museum folks will go out and launch it.
Cool.
So it's a really fun tradition, and was fun to see that. We had a lot of people from city council and the mayor and everybody come and experience that. Okay, so just a quick run through. Spring is always a busy time for us because we're trying to finish the year and look ahead at the next year. So thank you to Kate Blakesley and all the leadership team for helping with the integrated guidance application. We will submit this application for a number of our grants that have been put together in this one application. We'll do that by the end of this week. We've also been working on an updated strategic plan that we'll present to you next month. As we talked about with the CMGC process, we have summer construction and capital improvement projects, which will include some additional parking at Pacific Ridge, which is exciting in kind of the grassy area there. We'll be able to add 6 to 8 extra parking spaces, which might not sound like very many, but it'll be a game changer down there. So we're excited to be able to do that. And then some additional classrooms up here to be able to enclose the library space back there in the third floor flex space and looking for some options with the middle school flex spaces to be able to close them off when we need to. So we're excited to do that. Summer school is well on the way for planning. We have not received any additional funds from the state for summer school, but we're able to run the programs that you see listed here. Kinder Readiness, we fund through our early literacy grant. And then, of course, offering credit recovery for our students who need to earn some extra credits over the summer, and then transition programs, so all of our students are able to feel prepared when they're transitioning up to a new school. And the last thing I have for you is budget season. Next slide, please, Kyle. Thank you. Budget season's in full swing. Tony and I have been working on that and working with our administrators and our supervisors to be able to have those meetings and build our budget. I wanted to welcome our three new members. I've been able to meet with Dory and Linda. And then, of course, our other board member, Jason Haig, returning. So a reminder for all budget committee members, including all of you, to please go to the finance page and take a look at that video that we have on there to make sure you're prepared for.
Where's the first page at?
If you go to the website and then go to finance, it's right there at the bottom.
You should send an email with it too.
I did. I sent an email with it, yes. So anyway, April 15th will be our first budget committee meeting before the regular board meeting. That's what I have for you today.
Thank you. Yeah, budget season, it's an exciting time. Okay, next, business and fiscal service report, Tony.
Yes, so our current revenue is still outpacing our expenditures, so we're still on track with our budget. And I did not plan this, budget process is in full swing. We are meeting with all the department heads, so principals and supervisors this week, gathering information on wants and needs for next year, and then we'll just put it all together in the next month or so. I do have a draft audit from last year. It's going through the compliance testing this week, and we should have the final audit at our next board meeting. Thank you. Yeah. I am working in past, present, and future.
That's the deal. Thank you, Tony. Administrative reports. Who's up? There you go.
Nope.
Thank you, Jeff.
Jeff's ready.
Right out there.
Yeah, so wrapped up a successful winter season. Had an opportunity to go to Forest Grove to watch both our boys and girls playing the state tournament. You know, they had an incredibly tough draws. Both teams they lost in the first round ended up winning. Well, I shouldn't say that. The girls lost the state and they won the state championship, and then the boys lost to Cascade right off the bat, and Baker ended up winning. But it is the first time in 30 years to maybe, I think 40, excuse me, that both our boys and girls won outright league titles. So
That's awesome.
it's a heck of a season for those two programs. Today, Susan and Brian and I, and Shannon was there, and Michelle and Kevin, and I had the opportunity to go down to the ribbon cutting of the new ballpark today. Great turnout down there, got sunshine, super cool to be able to walk back and forth, watch both baseball and softball play. It's gorgeous, it's a gorgeous facility, so glad that is done. And you know, looking at it, there's some things that still tweak down there, but you know, Chad Klaus has been such a godsend in his role as AD and done such a fantastic job with our programming. I want to take a second to recognize all of the work that he's put in this year to make, I think, the experience for kids and families special. And so I just want to acknowledge the work he's done. He's done a remarkable job. Upcoming events, FBLA, the Thursday, Friday, I believe after spring break, are taking 40 young people to Portland for the FBLA state contest. A number of, obviously 40 kids qualifying, and hopefully on our way to winning another state championship and sending off kids to national. remind me, Anaheim this year, where?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, it was Orlando last year, a little bit of a trip, so we didn't have much traction there, but I would suspect that if we have young people qualify this year, we will take a contingent down to Anaheim, which would be a fun place for folks to go. As Susan indicated, robotics, they have performed great up to this point. They are currently ranked 51st and need to get into the top 48 to make it into the regional competition,
Ooh.
which they hope to Saturday. So they like their odds. And so they're excited for that, and hopefully they can kind of get over the hump and get into that top 48 and go keep competing for the year. Let's see, other kind of academic school things, Thursday. I know Kate and myself and Stephanie Wheeler are headed to Salem for a hiring fair to, try to meet some folks that'd be interested in joining our ranks here. Thus far, we've done a pretty good job of filling some of the openings that we're gonna have, but we do have a handful still to move on for the balance of the year, and I hope to take care of that in May prior to July or August would be our hope and our wish. Tomorrow, I am, along with our department chairs, meeting with Clatsop Community College and representatives from there to discuss our ongoing dual enrollment program and to have conversations about what opportunities would present to increase the number. Currently, we offer a student 46 credits, 46 or 48 credits they could complete here. And I think there is room to grow that. And so I'm hopeful that we can find some places where that opportunity can present. And then as Ed said, we're on the kind of crazy. I mean, we are in the third terms of the school year. And after commonly the week, first or second week after spring break, I get to meet with all the seniors and kind of lay things out. And I look forward to that every year. And it's kind of surreal that it's going to be upon us before we know it. So.
Thank you, Jeff. Who would like to go next? Julie, you want to go?
As both Susan and Jeff shared, this is the really busy time of the year where we're finishing up strong academically, getting ready for those end of the year tests, but also planning for next year as well. Some of you have been hiring and planning for next year. Our teachers are still busy learning. We had a great iReady PD, so that's our math adoption that we had this year. And what we focused on in that professional development was using the diagnostic online component to really plan for instruction. So they got a lot out of that, and that was really for PD, and we learned a lot. So it was really nice. We had a preschool open house last week, so last Tuesday, had a good turnout for the preschool open house for next year. Lots of interest in the classrooms. We have parent-teacher conferences coming up this Thursday and Friday, which is always a busy time at Pacific Ridge. Leticia, our family liaison, has been busy purchasing 200 pairs of shoes for our students. So we have a list of 200 students who are in need of shoes, and Rack Room Shoes does that donation for us every year. And so she's spending that gift card and getting our students fitted with school sneakers. Assistance League has been in the building this week, dressing 60 of our students as well. We always appreciate them. We have a nice connection with the Seaside Public Library. Marianne, the librarian down there, comes and does a preschool story time every month. So that's upcoming with our preschool classes. And we've got Connect coming up May 14th. And just got word that Starbase got funded again. So hopefully
Yay.
Starbase. And fifth grade will be going to BizTown, which is the what was the other one?
Finance Park.
Finance Park is for 8th grade, and BizTown is the 5th grade version of that in April.
Who puts that on? Is it?
It's through what's called Junior Achievement, but we're Northwest Regional ESD worked with them to build a new facility right next to the Hillsborough Convention Center right there. So it's a lot closer for us to be able to go, and it's a really nice space that any of us can use.
That sounds cool.
And the salmon egg.
Oh,
we
yeah.
like eats on it too, so.
Exciting.
That's also a good salmon.
Yeah.
Or something else.
It's exciting.
Jeremy. And Wendy's-
Julie just had a great list. Thank you for sharing that. I just wanted to publicly say thank you to our school board. You'll find out if you haven't already that I put in my resignation for the end of the school year. I've taken a job with Northwest Regional ESD as a service center coordinator and early learning principal, and I just want to share that it's been a professional joy of mine to be in the Seaside School District for the last 10 years. And I think of all the work that Julie and I have done and the rest of the leadership team going through merging of campuses and living under construction and COVID and all the other things. And I don't really have the words except to say, I hope to speak with you individually at some point or see you at the coffee shop or in the community. And again, just say thank you for 10 incredible years. And I'll still be in the community and you'll still see me around, but thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
you.
We're gonna miss you.
Yep.
You know, we keep losing our people to the ESD.
I know, third one.
Give them a call, tell them stop
We
it.
just won't accept it.
Yeah, do we
That's the
have
same,
to
it's the
accept
same.
that resignation, Jeremy?
Thank you, Karen. Wendy?
Well, that's a hard one.
Should've-
We are in the midst of spring week this week in middle school. I attempted Decades Day. I didn't do a great job today, but tried. But we have 3 more days of it. We're doing grade level assemblies. We had a 6th grade basketball assembly today during homeroom. We have soccer tomorrow for 7th grade. And volleyball on Thursday for 8th grade. And then we're wrapping it up on Friday with a student teacher trivia throwdown, so we'll see how that goes. So that's been fun and a fun lead up into spring break. We do have our 3rd Latino parent night tomorrow night with Miss Gage. It's here at school. There's food and childcare provided. It's at 6 p.m. So we're hoping to build more momentum with that and connection into our Latino community. I just want to give a huge shout out to staff and teachers. This is a hard time of year. The lead up into spring break feels very long and fun. But there's a lot of really incredible and amazing things happening in classrooms. I've gotten to see a mock trial around a book and finding whether a character was a villain. I've seen a jump roping belt tournament in our 6th grade PE class. There's a lot of creative things happening and a lot of just wonderful and beautiful things happening in our classroom. And I know that this spring break, lead up into spring break can feel really long. And so just a big shout out to teachers for all the incredible work they're doing. It's amazing that we're already in April. Almost. So we'll be starting state testing in the first part of April, and then we are just jam-packed all through April with field trips. We will start middle school track, which is always a really big deal because we've got 6th through 8th grade able to compete in middle school track. We have an amazing coaching team this year, so we're looking forward to having a lot of kids turn out for that. We are trying something new with our 6th and 9th grade transitions. We're going to do our transition evening early this year. April 14th is the day. We're doing both 6th and 9th grade the same night. So we're excited about that. And then we'll travel down to the elementary school with our elective teachers to do a little presentation to our 5th graders before they do forecasting for their electives. So we're looking forward to that. 2 dates that I just wanted to call out. We have so many things happening, but multicultural night, our 2nd multicultural night is coming up on April 30th. So make sure to mark your calendars for that. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of similar things to what we had last year and some new things this year. And then our middle school art showcase will be the following week on Wednesday, May 7th. I think it's the 7th. And we're excited about that and also bringing in some pieces for high school as well into that. So 2 dates to mark your calendars for. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. Hey,
We were fortunate enough to bring 14 teachers to a 2-day Marzano workshop in St. Louis, Missouri. It focused on the handbook that we've been working with for the last couple of years that is a part of our framework for instruction. And it was, again, a fabulous success. People really liked it. The only complaint was that we had to leave a little early that on the second day to catch our flight and make it home on time. But that continues to be a very popular and well-liked training. And then Jason and Jeff were able to stay and do a coaching training right after that. So we've been very blessed to be able to send as many teachers as we have to these conferences. It's been really good.
Thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
Mary Ellen.
All right, so I focused my director's report on our amazing volunteers that we have at school. And couple highlights that I just wanted, we've got some volunteers that come in during the school day. A parent comes and teaches art once a week, and then a community member comes and does our garden program. She's written garden curriculum in Hawaii and lives in Can Beach part-time, and so she's been very involved in the garden curriculum. She also, her and her husband volunteer and run our Eco Kids Club, which is Mondays after school, and it is garden and recycling centered. And so the pictures that I have included in the report are from all of our after school programs. We've got running club on Tuesdays and then art club on Thursdays. And that art club is volunteer. Our volunteer is an artist in Cannon Beach, and he's fantastic. So our PTO is always coming together and planning some fun events and also fundraising for the school. We're in the process of raising money for a new roof. And anyway, I just wanted to highlight all of the people that are involved in helping our little school, both during the school day, but after school as well. That helps, since our families transport students, having those after school activities is helpful for working parents. So that's been really great. We've also just this week had some community people come in and do some presentations at the school. And we had the watershed up in Astoria come and do a presentation with the kids during Eagle Club after school yesterday. And then during the day, we had Liz from Sea Level Bakery come and do a cookie demonstration and talk about wheat and how to break down the wheat, and she ground the wheat for the kids, and then they got to experience both the wheat berries and the flour, and then she did the whole cookie demonstration. And of course, their favorite part was eating the cookies. So it's been really fun to have these different local businesses come in and show kids where their food comes from. And that was kind of the idea of starting our garden program. We've had seafood demonstrations and Josie Farms from Tillamook. And so it's just been really cool for the kids to be able to have these experiences with local businesses that are very involved in that food and where it comes from. So that's one of my favorite parts that we've gotten to kind of delve into this year. So that's what I want to share. We do have conferences also coming up at the end of the week, and everybody is counting down until spring break. So yeah, it's been a good week, a long week, but we're enjoying the things that we're doing.
Great. Thank you, Mary Ellen.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Next, our union reports. Jane,
Hi.
so good to see you.
So pretty much trucking along. Teachers are trucking along, like it was mentioned. Yeah, we're looking forward to the break too. Yeah, there's a lot of excitement with the dress up days in middle school. I'm excited to see the anything but a backpack tomorrow. Should be interesting. If there's some good ones, I'll take pictures and share. But pretty much the teachers are feeling the push toward the end of the year. It's always very exciting time for all of us. We're just trying to hold on at this point. Because we have all the field trips, we have all the permission slips and everything else. And so thanks to parents, thanks to admin, and everybody else for helping support us and rally around, especially at the end of the year.
Thank you, Jane. And then do we have Megan online, maybe?
Hello. We don't have much for OSEA other than we're just preparing to start negotiations after spring break, and we have a good group of people who have been contributing to the process. I am learning as we go since it's my first round, so that my brain is kind of on overload. But other than that, we're classified staff are hanging in there. We've got some new bus drivers in the last few weeks, which is great. So just trying to hang in there till spring break, because we are also ready for just a little time to breathe. So but that's really it from OSEA. Thank you.
All right, those are the reports. Next, we'll have our public comment section. This meeting will now be open to receive public comment. We value the time and initiative members of the public take to share their thoughts with the board. The board's role during public comment is to not immediately respond, but to listen. If follow-up is necessary, we will direct our superintendent to do so. Remember that we are all role models for our students. Please share your thoughts respectfully. Should any public comment include complaints regarding a personally identifiable staff member, the board chair will direct the speaker to the proper administrative process found in board policy KL public complaints. Speakers will have 3 minutes to express their thoughts. Do you have any public comment from the audience today? Kyle, do you have any public comment online?
Not yet.
Wait for just a second here. Still nothing?
Nope.
Okay, we'll move on. Consent agenda. Everybody had a chance to review that?
Yep, I move to approve the consent agenda items as presented.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded to accept the consent agenda items as presented. Are there any questions or comments? If there are none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Carries. Action items. First one is our 2025, 2026 district calendar.
All right, each year about this time, we present to you a district calendar for the following year, for this year, this one, 25-26. A big shout out to Leslie. She kind of starts us out with looking at our dates and setting things up. Then we meet as a leadership team to be able to go through that, as well as meeting with both SEA and OSEA to get their feedback, and this is the result of the calendar presented to you today.
Kind of weird to look at a calendar and know that it doesn't really affect me though. Instead of crying.
No.
Start.
Proud of you.
Thanks.
There's still time.
There's
There's still 2 days. There will be more.
Anybody like to make a motion?
I move to approve the 25-26 district calendar as presented.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to accept the 2025-2026 district calendar as presented. Are there any questions? If there are none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Carries. Inter-district transfer.
Yes, each year at this time, the board needs to set the number for inter-district transfers that they are willing to accept. In many years past at K through 8, for both the elementary and the middle school, we have not accepted any to keep our numbers low. And then at the high school level, up to 20 students. So consistent with years past, this is the recommendation that we make to you for inter-district transfers for next year.
Do we ever get close to 20?
Jeff, do we ever get close? We've never gotten to the point where we have 20. We usually fill about half of them, right?
Yeah, I mean, it varies from year to year, but I bet we've hovered between 8 to 13, 14, kind of typical.
Are we,
What we see.
do we end up growing? I mean, we kept people moving in and out. Is it offset with people leaving or do we actually grow?
It is,
Kind of balances.
it's non-consequential
Yeah,
in
it's
terms
negligible,
of class sizes and things of that nature. I think it's easier for us to absorb across multiple subject areas than it is for like a singular classroom at a grade level to absorb, but we don't necessarily consider how many students we have enrolled at this number. It's just a number that has worked for us and not been burdensome.
Yeah, if it
pick a number,
it's
yeah.
more, we'll
Yeah,
just
pick a
go
number.
higher, yeah.
Yeah. I make a motion to approve the intra-district transfer for 2025-2026.
I'll second that.
Motion has been made and seconded to accept the inter-district transfer for 2025-2026. As shown. Are there any questions? There are none. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Carries. Gift approval, Mr. Tom Briggs for $5,000 every year, if not twice or 3 times a year, right?
Yeah, they've
Very
approved a lot
generous
this year.
year,
It's been, yeah.
Very generous.
Thank you, Mr. Briggs. That's a generous donation.
Does this need motion?
Yeah.
We, for a while, we were including the gifts in consent agenda, but I'm glad we're bringing them back out into the action items to be able to thank the people.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I make a motion to accept the gift of $5,000 to enhance student success from Tom Briggs.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to accept the gift approval from Tom Briggs for $5,000 to enhance student success. Are there any questions?
Nope, just a big thank you.
Yeah, big thank you. If there are none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Carries. Next, health curriculum adoption, sorry. Hey,
Hi, guys.
Hi.
It's me again. And Kyle has a couple of slides. Not that many. Next slide. So just that, you remember that we follow the adoption cycle as recommended by the state of Oregon, and that our board policy says that we need to keep materials current and the highest quality materials that we can get for our students. So just so that you remember that we follow board policy and we follow state guidelines on our adoption cycle. Health was this year. One thing that was interesting about the health adoption this year, and it's outlined in your packet, which is, I don't know, I can't remember what item it was. Do you know what letter it is in your packet?
It's just a
Okay.
text. Yeah, they're
Fine.
following it, yeah.
In 2023, Oregon adopted new health standards. And they are a little bit more comprehensive than other states. They include these topic areas of wellness and health promotion, safety and first aid, substance use, misuse and abuse, food, nutrition and physical activity, social, emotional and mental health, healthy relationships and violence, abuse prevention, growth and development, and sexual and reproductive health. So because Oregon's standards are a little bit more comprehensive, especially with the last category, the choices of materials,
What was the last category?
sexual health and reproduction,
And that,
sexual and reproductive health.
okay.
Yeah.
I should understand.
The standards are in your packet. I
Yeah.
included them.
Yep,
So
yep.
you can see them. Just because of that, it limited the scope, all the different publishers that we could choose from. So the adoption cycle this year was kind of smaller, faster, and a lot less choices. So we recommend that we stick with the same program that we've been using at the elementary school, which is the Children's Health Marketplace. It's a magazine that comes once a month called The Great Body Shop. We recommend that we stay with Goodhart and Wilcox at the elementary, or excuse me, at the middle school. This would be just like all of the other adoptions that we've had, a digital license as well as a hardback book. And then at the high school, Human Kinetics, the program is called Live Well Comprehensive Health. And again, it would be a digital license as well as a hardback book. The total cost of the health adoption would be $122,279.27. I recommend that the Seaside School District move forward with this instructional material adoption. I move that you vote on it.
Was that budgeted?
Of course,
Yeah.
Yeah, they knew.
That's-
So what is that per student? That's like,
This is the same curriculum, then it's pretty much the same pricing that we've had.
No, Sandra, even though it's the same curriculum, we purchase our curricula on a 7-year cycle. So it will be all brand new materials, just the same publisher and the same title for the elementary and the middle school. And just to give you an idea, remember that our ELA adoption hovered around $350,000. Our math adoption hovered around $350,000, and last year our science adoption hovered around $780,000. So $122,000 is quite a bit less expensive.
You know, you touched on that, again, this is probably not the right time, but the sexualization part of the.
Not
the curriculum.
sexualization.
Okay, what did you mean by that? That you said because of Oregon? the final thing
Other
was
states don't necessarily have that standard.
They don't cover it to the same.
They don't cover it to the
Gotcha,
extent,
gotcha.
and publishers typically write their programs for the largest audience, Texas, California. And so we were more limited in our choice of publishers.
Okay, gotcha. Hey, and just another thing too, and this may be just, is there a process for parents to be aware of what's gonna be taught?
Yes, the
In
materials
that one
were-
area, that
yeah,
sexual
yeah.
piece, yeah.
Oh, the materials were on display here in the room in accordance with our board policy. We do make them available before we make a adoption team decision. So they were here out on display before a board meeting, maybe a month ago, I think, or 2 months ago.
2 months ago.
Yeah, 2 months.
And
ago.
parents are invited to come
Yeah.
and
Is there
review all
any-
those
But
There's
materials.
also notice sent out to parents before, like, I think 8th grade is kind of in the middle of their sexual reproduction
Mhm.
part, and there was an email sent out to parents saying, this is it, here's what you can look at,
Mhm.
and it's all there.
That's great, that's good,
Yeah.
good.
Thank you, Kate.
Thank you. I move to approve the health curriculum adoption as presented and moved by Kate.
What's that?
She moved.
Yeah, oh, yeah, you second. Kate. I'll third Kate.
I'll second.
motion has been made and seconded to approve the health curriculum. Sorry,
Can I just clarify who was the second?
Yes,
please?
Kevin.
I'm
Thank
screwing
you.
around, sorry.
Kevin was the second. Motion has been made and seconded to approve the health curriculum adoption as presented. Are there any questions? If there are none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? carries.
Thank you, Kate.
Thanks, Kate. Next, integrated guidance report.
All right. So this is our second round with integrated guidance. Integrated guidance is these are state grants that we receive in a number of areas. A couple years ago was when the Oregon Department of Education, in an attempt to consolidate individual grants that we were applying for, with each having its own process. So as you can see here, that integrated guidance is really broken into these categories here listed. So we talk about all the different areas: Measure 98, student investment account. The majority of our integrated guidance funding goes towards staffing to be able to use and support our programs. So this second application for integrated guidance, we're not changing our plan. We're not really adding too many new things. And next slide, Kyle. That is based on a big part of it is community input. So I have listed here a number of different ways that we have gotten feedback. Originally, the 2 years ago when we started this, we had similar engagement activities to be able to get feedback. I'm really proud this time around, we talked to a lot more students than we did last time, and really appreciated their feedback. Next slide. This is, of course, familiar to you, this document supporting our community and district priorities. With integrated guidance, we focus on our career technical education, supporting strong attendance, and to be able to build up our electives, especially at the middle school level, where we felt like we needed to add more of those, and to support our students with mental health and well-being, our student success TOSAs at the middle and high school level, and then interventionists at the elementary level. And one thing that we've been discussing and is still in the works is what kind of alternative education can we offer for our students where our comprehensive high school may not be a good fit for them. So thank you in advance for our counselors who've been working with us and the team of people there. Like I said, I'll be able to give you more information about that, but these are the priorities that we've heard from our engagement activities. Just to give you a quick little idea about how, once again, this is mostly funded for staffing. So with our high school success measure 98, here's a list of our staff that's funded through this program, through these grants. The next slide, the student investment account, particularly fun, and this is a grant we get from money raised through the corporate activity tax. And we have a number of positions that support our students and provide some extra electives. The next slide. One other grant is what's called EEIS, Early Intervention Indicator System, which is a small grant that we get to support our multi-tiered student support system. We use those funds to partially fund Panorama, which is for all our staff, not only the surveys we send out, but our intervention programs. We get great compliments from our staff that they appreciate that system to easily track. And then Mr. Brian Bain is a gentleman who works for Northwest Regional, who often works with us on data analysis. The next slide there, early literacy success is new to this grant. This is for our kinder through second grade students with a focus specifically on literacy success. So our students are ready at third grade to be all reading at grade level. That's always our goal. And so we have focused these funds on those intervention. What you see there, really great reading, is a program, an intervention program that we use. When we adopted that, there were some additional parts of that program that we wanted to buy, and this early literacy grant has done that for us, as well as our kinder bridge program that we run every summer to learn more about our incoming kindergartners. All right, so this is, once again, thank you to Kate and a lot of our staff and families for contributing to this process. And so this plan does need to be approved by the board to move forward. And so that's what I'm coming with you tonight. Once that's done, then the finalized plan is submitted, probably about a month early. So we're glad to be able to do that. This once again is a 2-year budget in the final 2 years of implementation. And then that goes to the Oregon Department of Ed, and they review. We work with Tony on the logistics of all the budgeting, and Brian Bain, who I mentioned, on the growth targets, that where we set those 5-year goals. And that happens during April and May, and usually by June, the process is ready to begin for the next year.
And it's 100% funded by the grant?
This is all grant funding.
Wow, great. Good luck.
Yes, thank you.
So now, before we do anything, right, we need to do public.
Yes, so
Public comment first before we make
yes,
any motion.
when we approve this plan, it's a requirement through the Oregon Department of Ed to elicit any public comment for this.
Okay, so we will ask anybody if there's any public comment for the integrated guidance report. Is anybody who'd like to come forward? Kyle, nobody online? Okay,
We don't need to do a certain amount of time with this one.
no, I think we just asked, just like our regular public comment, if nobody wants to talk. Yeah, we're good.
I move to approve the 2025-2022-2027 integrated guidance plan. Second presented.
A motion has been made and seconded to approve the 2025 through 2027 integrated guidance plan. Are there any questions or comments?
Yes. We seek public comment for this one because there's funds involved.
There's funds involved and it's just part of the process that they've set to move forward.
Okay, a motion has been made and seconded to approve the 2025, 2020 through 2027 integrated guidance plan. Are there any other questions? If there are none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Carries. Okay. We did it.
Good job.
Board reflections and announcements. So Sandra had mentioned to me earlier that she'd like to be the greeter for next meeting.
Yeah, you got your sparkly shirt.
gonna say, do you have your sparkly shirt?
And then, before, because we have an executive session, so is there any reflections or announcements any other board members would like to make right now?
Well, thank you for Leslie for being the greeter for me
Yes,
today.
thank you. And also thank you
I
for the
went to the
study
baseball,
guide. I said
softball
it
game.
during the other
Thanks,
5 minutes,
Susan, for
but
sending
thank you.
Yeah, and I'll be sending an email out to you, so we can get started on that pretty soon.
Oh, so I haven't, I'm okay then.
You are not,
Right
you
on
are
time.
not behind, Sandra.
And
Right
you
on
will
time.
note the reminder
Oh, yeah.
on the agenda just about the filing
Yeah.
with the government
Yes.
ethics commission.
I did it yesterday. It took me less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's really quick.
It's really
Then
quick.
there's also our training, required training now by the state.
I did that yesterday.
How'd you get in? Did you like knew your OSBA login or did it make you log in?
Yes. you have to log in.
I'm gonna need to talk to.
There's a way
someone.
that, wasn't that hard, you could figure it out.
Oh, I just clicked that.
Yeah, so that's probably what I did,
Okay,
set a new
alright.
password. Yeah.
I did hit the link, but then there was problems
Like-
after that.
Okay,
Ryan, I got a couple things I'd like to
Yep, please
throw out.
do.
Number one, Jeff, thank you for your work with the college. Thank you. It's just music to my ears. That's such a great opportunity to kind of leverage that here right in our county. So great job. The JE Finance Park, being a longtime finance guy, I really appreciate this too. And I know that there's more curriculum coming for like finance, but it's something this world really needs. It's
Mhm.
shocking
Mhm.
when you interact with adults of every age. So it's really, really important. We gotta get these kids ready to.
Yeah, you should
feel-
volunteer next year. You'll enjoy
I
it.
will, I really will. Yeah, that'd be great. So I just want to say thank you for both those. And to our teachers, I know it's an exciting time of year. I've had the joy of spending some time at the grade school lately and just love it. So congratulations, thank you. Keep up the good work and it's been strong.
Yeah, enjoy your spring break.
Yeah.
and there is our policy first readings too. Don't forget to read through those, some light reading.
As always, if you have any questions during first
Yeah.
reading of policies, you can contact Susan, or I, so that you're ready for second reading at the following month's meeting.
Okay, so now we will go into our executive session, then we'll take just a 5-minute recess after we do that. So the board will now meet in executive session. The executive session is held pursuant to ORS 192.660, section 2, subsection I, to review and evaluate the performance of the superintendent or any other public officer, employee of staff member, unless that person requests an open hearing. All right, so we're gonna take just a 5-minute recess and we'll come back to executive session.
Okay,
She's coming from Kennedy, she'll be fine.
we're gonna start recording again.
Everyone's in.
Okay, executive session has been adjourned. Now we're back in regular session. Is there anything else to come before the board today? Just a reminder, read your study guide.
Yeah, I'll send out, in my weekly update, I'll propose a plan for how we do this.
Great,
Okay, good.
great. Nothing else to come before the board, meeting adjourned. Thank you, Leslie.
Good luck on your, I know, see you again.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, maybe not.
And